Greetings and salutations, I'm Kev. Welcome back to this Let's Play of Dominus Galaxia, the beta. So anything you see here canon will change before release, keep that in mind. Yeah, and I've accidentally hit the turn button between episodes, so we were one year ahead of time from where we left off. Now let's see here, where were we? We just settled Proteus. I did get a pop-up about more on finishing their terraforming, so now we have room for 110 people. Which means we have also room for more factories. Now we have room for 220 factories, so we're building up those. Of course, a lot of the factories are unmanned, but as you can see by the tooltip, they are much less efficient, only 10% as efficient as a staffed factory, so only get a tenth of the goods. We're trying to build up a starport over here in the ultra-poor world, so we can at least jump onto this planet. I still wonder if we actually have that little enclave in the northeast on the star generation map. That'll hurt us quite a bit, if that's the case. And it still kind of irks me, the whole that we can't see the stars and plan out of that. Okay, we finished all our factories there, good. All the stuff was redistributed, which basically means it's pulled into research. I don't like building missile bases unless I have to. And I don't think we're gonna need that for a long time. Because if we don't have range to reach the AI, they shouldn't have range to reach us. Okay, we got factory construction, that's gonna speed up that, good. Logistics, awesome. The auto factories. Yeah, let's go with that. I'm gonna go straight into the more logistics range, because I'm so terrified that we actually have that little problem I just mentioned. Okay, so distribution, send everything into factories. Now tell me, can we actually go there? We can. I probably shouldn't send the whole fleet. Let's send one of the spinners. Yeah, I'm starting to think we actually did the whole let's start up in the corner thing. Dang it. So my clever plan to to basically corner the AI was destroyed by the fact that the distribution put me in that spot instead. Well, it was a risk. Okay, at least this planet is colonizable. Oh yeah. 30 people from our home planet and 15 from the other. I wish I could like take both of these sliders and set them according to a certain percentage. Let's say I wanted to send like 10% from all planets. Something like that. At any rate, off they go. I could sync their arrival, which is basically something you'd want to do if you invade planets. Not so much point in doing that if you're colonizing though. Unless the planet is being contested by another species at the same time. Then it would be nice. But I don't know how it works if you haven't declared war yet. I wonder. If you try to colonize a planet that the enemy is also trying to colonize, and you arrive on the same turn, or you arrive one turn later with the population already inbound, will you automatically declare war? Or will they return, or are they just lost in limbo? I wonder. Not something I can easily test. What? Alright, that's the main fleet. Now we did get the extra logistics range. Unfortunately, we have no extra stars around us, which definitely leads me to believe that we are in that little corner, which is very, very bad. Yeah, let's go with the cheapest tech. This planet was a barren world. Okay, it looks now that the preview is not the one we're playing. Because I don't think those stars were this close. At any rate, on the good news, we now know there are more planets out there. The bad news, we need a starport here. We could start building them right away, but that would take 100 turns. So it's probably better to build up our factories first. Okay, Proteus has finished their terraforming. All production now goes into factories. which is good. Produce finished all their factories. I want you to have a starport. But the starport here isn't that important. Because if there were planets in range, or stars in range, we would see it. I have to admit it kind of irks me to only have one planet per star. I mean, that made sense back in 93, given that state of the extrasolar, or extraplanetary, extrasolar, yeah, oh my goodness, what did it even called? Exoplanet search, there we go. Search for planets outside the solar system. At that point, you only knew about a handful of great Jupiters, I think, so it made sense that you only had very few candidate worlds for colonization. But now we know that is not the case. Now, I understand why they do this, because it's a very simple and open it's very straightforward interface, and you don't need the multiple tiers of drilling down until you can actually manipulate your planet, so it's very, very elegant. But from a realism perspective, it's kind of annoying. Okay, at any rate, we got Thunder colonization. Well, this one's interesting. Subconscious conditioning. Subtly influences the disposition of your subjects to make them more pliable and productive. Increases income per population point to 0.15 BC. Yeah, let's go with that, because not all the other things were useful to us right now. We finished our starport, which is great. Put everything into research. Nothing else is useful right now. We don't need ships, because we have nothing to defend against. Deflector shield, which is basically good for ground combat. 3 shield, that's fine. Better factories, awesome. Go over to more factory construction. Of course, the only thing that matters is to get this planet up and running and give them a starport. That'll take 14 years, that's fine. More factory automation. That, unfortunately, I think will trigger a slider. There we go, yeah. Yeah, advanced factory automation system that allows operation of 3 factories for each unit of population. And that basically means we now can build 100 more factories on each planet. At least on the Terran planets. AI banking. That's rather interesting. Until we meet the AI, that's probably the best bet, really, but let's go with the cheaper techs. Okay, so now all our planets should have set the factory slider to 100%, or would have if they hadn't something else to invest into. That's going to cut our research on these 2 planets in half, which is fine, because eventually they'll produce even more. As you can see, the maximum number of factories is now 330. But the only thing that matters to us is this starport over here. Didn't I send the rest of the fleet over? I guess I didn't. There we go. Go. Fund the proton guns. Launches heavy projectiles, travel at relativistic speeds, and half the effectiveness of enemy deflectors. They inflict 2 to 5 points of damage. Okay, so that's basically better nuclear weapons. That is even stronger missiles. Cluster missiles. Missile that splits into a cluster of 9 explosive warheads. I assume that they function the way the other missiles do, though that they don't spread out until they actually get onto the target. I don't know. I mean, basically I'm assuming it doesn't just split out and fire missiles at 4 different fleets or something. Regardless, what are we gonna go for? Oh, that's only ground combat. Let's go with the cheapest tech. Tech will lead to miniaturization, which means you can stuff more of the stuff you already researched onto ships, as far as I can tell. And I think the miniaturization is based on something like the total number of techs or something, and not the tech level. Could be wrong there. Could have misunderstood that in my test games. Okay, we found active sensors. It is basically a ship module. Not one we're going to use at the moment, I think. Basically just all the research stuff and colonize planets, at least until we find... Oh, something finished. Oh, the starbase finished. Excellent. Clicked away a little too fast there. Okay, we can send our small ships to these new planets. Keep our main fleet behind. So we know that the star has 30 stars. No, the galaxy has 30 stars. And we've seen 5 of them. We can see 2 more. So until I've basically explored half the galaxy, I won't feel fairly safe. I need half the resources of the galaxy, basically, to feel safe. Mega missiles next, sure. Oh, Krutskis. Okay. This is gonna be bad. Okay, hail enemy. Unfortunately, the Terran Empire commander appears to have little interest in avoiding conflicts. Okay. Acknowledge. Auto-resolve, which probably means, yeah, he's gonna shoot us to death. High Queen. Okay, so I can't change my gender. Alexander Stump of the humans hope to... Yeah, about that. Well, this kind of sucks then, because I do think we have that galaxy that we saw earlier. Oh, and it's a fertile planet, and they have... Yeah. I now suspect that we have 5 stars, they have everything else. And... yeah. We're not gonna be able to survive in this one. Simply put, we won't have the resources for it. At least this is my guess by them being there. Our only hope is to kill them right away. And we don't know how strong they are, but they are way stronger than us, I suspect. What are we researching? Is there anything that we really need? I keep going back and forth whether or not this is actually the galaxy we saw in the window, in the preview window. Now I'm leaning towards that this actually is. But I'm gonna wait until we have the logistics range 2. Okay, let's accept. I have no idea what that actually do, of course. Trade. Okay. Disposition calm. Yeah, you would be, wouldn't you? Because you pretty much own the galaxy and I don't. Sure, we'll accept that as well. I don't think there's any way for me to see relative powers of our empires in any way. I mean, I would love to know their number of colonized planets, number of ships, relative strength, any kind of indication to tell me how strong they are compared to me. Most likely they're way stronger. Now, as you can see by the research here, these years, that's the least amount of time you have to put into this before the tech can potentially be discovered. And once you reach that number, you'll get a percentage chance, which will increase for each year, of discovering that tech. So right now we have 9% of discovering logistics, 5% of discovering the shields. So we just hit 1 turn, and we can go in and you can see that the numbers have gone up by a few percent. And they'll keep doing so until it reaches 100%. Most likely you'll have researched it before then, but at the end, this is the minimum number, and then you get a percentage chance, and it's all random at that point. Okay, we got the logistic stuff. Good. Just research 3. We don't see any more planets. I'm fairly certain now that we're actually playing on the map we saw, which means they are going to be far superior to us. That is bad. So we want to design some ship to just basically kill his fleet. Maybe not a destroyer, probably too expensive for us. we're gonna build frigates. Oh yes, of course, just no weapons. Switch over to frigates. Targeting 1, that's fine. ECM, we don't really care. That's fine. Maybe not. You know what? We're just gonna try a massive gunboat. Let's see. Heavy lasers with a better range, which is good. But the proton guns do not take much space and do deliver decent damage, and they're not blocked as much by shields. Toss 6 proton guns in on this. We can't toss anything else. If there ever was something that deserved this name, this would be it. Gunship. Unfortunately, we're currently also trying to get our production going. You two, do that. And not you, you need to keep building up. You need to keep building up. And you should probably invest a little bit in missile bases. So they had so many ships. We don't need any of these things right now. We need ships. So I'm gonna switch everything around here. Actually, I should probably redesign my ship here. Not Gatling lasers. Oops, not what I wanted. Go with a none. We are gonna need nuclear bombs. And then proton guns the rest. Now, the reason for building a ship like this is basically that they'll have missile bases. And in order to get rid of missile bases, you need bombs. So we're gonna flip over to bombardiers for a moment. Build a zillion of them. We should now have some missile bases already. Ground combat modifier is definitely what we need right now. Okay, we're gonna amass this fleet. I've already forgotten how many ships they had. I think they had something like 18 ships. Can we see the number of missile bases? There we go, 2 missile bases. Decline. It doesn't really matter, I think, because... Well... Yeah, there we go. I expected something like this. He beat me to it. Now, I don't know if he did that simply because I refused the non-aggression treaty. Or he did it because he's much stronger than me. Both of which are quite likely scenarios. Unfortunately, our ships are pretty damn slow. And yeah, I am building a ton of ships here. Probably way more than I need, but I want a large-ass fleet here. And 10 missile boats, 7 gunships, 23 bombardiers. We're gonna get even more bombardiers. Let's wait until the next couple of fleets arrive. Yeah, that seems fine. Now we're gonna go and say hi. And I'm basically gonna screw everything up here, because I'm just gonna see if I can do this. We want to invade them. And in order to do that, we need population. This probably won't work, I'll say that right now. Yes, I know they'll have more pops, that's fine. Sync them all to arrive at the same time. So now our fleet will have to eradicate them and blow up all their missile bases. And who knows if that is even feasible. We're about to find out. And the answer is no. Yeah. So I'm pretty certain now that the AI basically has the whole galaxy in their pocket. So, yeah. Hail enemy. Your forces open hailing frequencies, but the human commander is less than receptive. Perhaps if there wasn't a state of war between your people and the Terran Empire, they would have been more receptive to your hail. You don't say. Okay, let's at least investigate what kind of ships they have. Now, they have tons of missile bases, so we'd have to bomb them in order to get through. And they even have shields already. Yeah. As for their ships, missiles mostly. They have fusion bombs, okay. So they have missiles and lasers. The vast majority of their ships are these missile boats. So we have better weapons, technically. But they have a missile base, so this will get painful. Well, let's try. Let's go out in a blaze of glory. Now, the ships will always stack. You'll only ever have 6 fleets, I think, on the map. But that can be more than enough to deal with at times. Now, this guy is going to be dead. Pretty certain. Let's let him go. Doesn't really have much. You have missiles. And you have a mostly open range. To fire those missiles. That says one destroyer, I think. Now, I don't think missiles will do anything on hitting the planet. You need bombs. So you basically have to get all the way over here. Even though you can target the planet, I don't think it'll actually do anything. At least it won't do it with the cheap weapons. Could be wrong. So we'll just fire missiles there and run over here. You have all proton guns. Go there for now. I want you to go out here, fire the missiles, and run away. And you're a bit of a more pickle. You actually have to get close to the planet. Same with you. We hit them, but we didn't actually do any damage. Or significant damage, I'd imagine. Okay, so this guy is being targeted by some missiles. There, now you should be safe. You can't do anything firing back, that's fine. You are also being targeted. You do have missiles. Fire at that one, and then try to align yourself. That should be fine. Or not. Dang it. Oh well. No, it was fine. That missile is heading for this guy. Are you within proton gun range? You're not, so you'll have to dodge those missiles. Go there. And the sad thing is that they actually blew up the asteroid, so we don't have that to hide behind anymore. Go out. Fire those. And then hide. You have missiles inbound, so you'll have to go and hide. Go all the way up there. Should be enough. You only have bombs and missiles. There's not much for you to do. Just stay right there. So yeah, sadly the asteroids do have a number of hit points, so they're kind of blowing those up. Which means we're gonna have trouble doing much of anything. Oh, you have missiles inbound. Let's see if we can drag him all the way down here. Here we go. You have missiles, but you have no terrain to defend them against that. Oh, this is gonna be bad for you. You also have missiles inbound. But at this point we pretty much have to start fighting. Because we have pretty much all proton guns. And laser cannons. And we can't really exhaust their missiles either, I think. You don't have missiles inbound, do you? No, you don't. Go there, fire. That's all you can do. You do have missiles inbound, so you'll have to bait. Oh, you have some missiles from the south there too. Can you fire the proton guns through there? No, we can't. Try to preserve you for one more turn. You have missiles inbound from the planet. We'll have range there, won't he? Yeah. Fire. And dodge back. Yeah, we're gonna die. I think that's pretty given, but we're gonna try to fight. A little bit at least. I mean, that destroyer alone could probably wipe the heck out, wipe everything out. Let's fire that missile. Run away, try at least. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Kaboom. Fire all our proton guns at this guy. And then try to dodge the missile. No, that's not gonna be enough. Proton guns can't be fired. Okay, we can't fire through asteroid belts. But that means he can't fire through asteroid belts either. Now you can't really move, because if you do that, you're gonna be hit by the missiles. Yeah, they're gonna kill us. But let's see how badly we're gonna lose before I end this episode and restart the game, because that's probably what we'll have to do. I don't think we can salvage this game. And there's not much you can do either. Other than try to defeat some of these fleets. Right, now you have missiles coming in from the north too. Try to do that. At least you avoided some of the missiles, but these lasers are gonna whittle us down. That combined with the missiles he's sending in. Dang it. Now, this skip is pretty much dead, but that's okay. And we're completely surrounded. There's not much to do here other than just fire away and see if we can do some damage before we die. Run away, actually. Oh, you had missiles incoming. Okay. Oh, right, you have missiles incoming from there too. Dang it. Yeah, you're dead. The good news is that his laser cannons are pretty weak. The bad news is he has a missile base, and that's gonna destroy us completely. I mean, we already lost I don't know how many frigates. Try to run away up here. Huh. You do have missiles incoming, sadly. Try to get rid of that and then hide. Yeah, this episode will run a bit long. I just want to see how badly I'm going to lose. And also want to see if I can learn how to do space combat. Or at least, yeah, learn more of how to do space combat, I should say. You don't have missiles inbound, so hide around there. Dang it, those missiles are gonna... I was hoping to run around and avoid their fire, but then I can't touch the missiles, and the missiles are way scarier. There goes the skiff. Did he actually shoot out the asteroid instead? Yes, he did. And you're gonna have to hide, so... It's kind of difficult to see how... see their fleet number, given that they have a dark color on a dark background. I just like that kind of contrast thing. I'm sure I could read it just over here instead, but... No, actually it doesn't say there. When you hover on the fleet, it doesn't say the number of ships in that fleet. Not on the tooltip on the side there, not on the fleet itself. That's kind of annoying, because I can't read it on the main map because of the bad contrast. Grr. Okay, go there, that should be enough. Now he's gonna block you so you can't dodge. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. I think their laser cannons are gonna be sufficient to kill that fleet. You have missiles inbound, he's blocking you. But we can hide on the other asteroid field, so that's fine too. We can't do anything here. Could retreat, but what's the point? Okay, he blew us up there. We just stay right there and blow that up. Oh, the numbers will stay down here too, so that's okay. Yeah. So, now we have a bit of a problem. I can move into range, I think. No. Oops. Oops. That was a oopsie. He's gonna come into range and fire. Let's fire at that and hide. Let's hide even more. We can move here. Fire. Move up there. Those missiles shouldn't reach us in time. Oh, clever bastard, he's shooting at the asteroids. We can't do anything else, we have to go here and just hope we can destroy this before he destroys us. And I do believe that the planet has unlimited amounts of missiles. And that's bad. Because even if we could defeat this ship, which might actually be feasible, we'll be left with just a handful of frigates. And there's no way in hell that fleet will survive long enough to actually reach the enemy. So there, as you can see, we now have the missiles, but we have to get all the way over here in order to get the bombard range, and that's not gonna work. So, especially since he's gonna keep firing missiles every single turn, and there's not enough terrain for us to get within range. So we'll just do a charge of the Light Brigade. But we did manage to destroy their fleets. Yeah, absorbed. Yeah, okay, one of our ships one of our ships got into bombing range. Woohoo! We did 12 damage. So, and the missile base has 75 hit points. So, that's that. Still, we did a fair number on them. And of course, the 75 hit points was only for the first missile base. So we would have to bombard them over and over again. Okay. I think we're gonna have to restart and try another galaxy and see if our luck is better then. And I think I'm not gonna try to do some kind of finicky special galaxy size or galaxy shape, because clearly that backfired on this round. At any rate, thank you for watching.